I also wanted to quickly, if we can, check in with Drew in Washington. Drew, what can you tell us tonight?
So I was going to talk about a couple things, but like as you guys were talking to Simon, because I was here for a while, actually a couple things came into my mind. Is Simon still there?
No, you're just here with Nell and myself. What were you calling in about tonight?
Okay. The next time you come across her, I was wondering if you could just give her a couple tips or whatever, because this is like the first thing I wanted to like talk about first.
Yeah, well, I believe
Like I
Simon is
myself.
likely watching right now. What would you like to say?
Yeah, I myself am trans, female to male, and I have a really high voice. I mean, I hate it, but like, whatever, it'll be here until I change it. So a couple things is the first thing, if you do want to transition, but you also want kids, there's a couple things you could do. Cause like, I'm not sure if Germany has this, but I'm pretty sure they do. You could either Simon is male to female or whatever, save the sperm or just have kids before she does the transition. And another thing is to, just do things at work in order to make you appear more that way. Like, some of the things I do is like, I wear like, bigger shirts and I actually are my size. Like I'm supposed to be a small because I'm a really tiny person, but I wear a medium instead and it makes me seem more like a dude. But yeah, basically that's just what I wanted to say about that. Cause yeah, find things that work with you. The main thing that I wanted to talk about, is actually about just like, I'm going to probably be very quick.
Sure.
Maybe not too quick, but yeah, is like the anti-gay quotes within the Bible, because there aren't too many, but there's some, you know?
Sure. Yeah, but
So, yeah,
6 to 8 different verses, depending on how you look at it, if you really want to dive into it, which,
yeah,
quite frankly, I'm over it, generally speaking. I don't particularly care about that particular piece of ancient poetry, but, it does have a lot of sway in our world. So tell us what's on your mind.
yeah. So, the thing I noticed in the first part, because I actually found an article on this one religious site. I can't remember the article at the moment, but it like listed, I think, 6 or 7 of them. And one thing, like a thing I noticed is that most of them were like anti-male or whatever, and one of them was anti-female and anti-male at the same time. And I think this is like very important to note because like I myself, like I said, I'm a trans dude, but I'm gay, like gay identified or whatever. I like dudes. And so once I transition, like this has gone through society in many ways. It's like infiltrated it or whatever, and like I'm pretty sure the Quran didn't even have like anti-LGBT things. It certainly had anti-atheist things from what I've heard. And then like Christianity or whatever spread it and like infecting it. So yeah, and most of the time it's like affected men more. Like I'm pretty sure the reason why the anti-gay laws in the U.S. were shot down were because they were like anti-male specifically, if I remember correctly, and because it was like gender discrimination, And,
there's definitely a lot to be said about the way that particularly like our modern evangelical movement has decided to lift out a very small number of specific passages from the Bible and talk about how male and female he made them. And it's upsetting because it's a bunch of ancient bullshit, so we don't need to care about it, or at least we ought not have to. But also B, there are so many things in that book that our elected officials don't care about, that are
and a lot
preachers
of
and everybody else. Yeah, there's just so much in that book that nobody is paying attention to, that for them to amplify these specific things, it clearly shows you like what the agenda is and where it's coming from. So I appreciate you kind of highlighting that for us. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention to Nell or myself before we wrap up for the night?
Well, I just wanted to expand a little bit more on that before I because that's just the one thing I wanted to talk about. So just a little bit more about that, and then I'll be done.
Yeah, we're close to the end of the show, but please tell me what's on your mind.
Yeah, so it's just affected like men more, as I said, and it's just like put lots of laws in place and stuff. And like one of the things is that, like I said, I'm gonna be like a gay dude after I finish my transition, and I'm not gonna go around saying like I'm just like a trans person everywhere I go, and so I'm just gonna look like a gay dude, and so this is gonna like put me at a certain kind of risk, you know. And like if I ever went outside, because I stay inside a lot, I would look a lot darker because I'm several races, and that would add on to it. So yeah,
Sure.
and like some of my friends, like a lot of my friends are like international, you know. There's this one friend in the UK who's a gay guy, and I have another one in Europe who's not in the UK. And he's also like had to hide himself a lot because he's just like been really afraid of coming out about it. And so yeah, like he's just like can't even come out to his family or anything like that because his society's like really homophobic, really transphobic and stuff like that. And my friend in the UK also can't talk about it too much because like he also got like I think 2 girls, like he didn't know exactly why, but this may have been part of the reason. 2 girls released a bunch of dudes on him and he got assaulted because of it, like really badly.
Yeah.
And
No,
yeah,
I'm
and
so
like the
terribly
other
sorry to hear
night,
it.
I'm gonna
These
actually
intersectional identities are especially
yeah,
vulnerable. And I really
yeah,
appreciate you
the
sharing all of that with us. Before we let you go, I certainly don't mean to tell you about your gender, but for what it's worth, from a cis stranger on the internet, I would just love to let you know that uh, whether you choose to transition or whatever transition looks like for you, wherever you find yourself on your gender journey, that if you are telling me right now that you're a man, you get to be a gay dude today. You are a gay dude. If that's how you identify, if that's how you see yourself, you certainly have
I
permission
know.
for me, for whatever that's worth, to be who you are now, regardless of what changes you might make cosmetically, regardless of what changes you might make socially. If you're telling me that you're a gay dude, you're gay. Thanks so much for calling us tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty nice talking to you.
Glad to hear it. You have a great night.